Welcome back to Information and Insights. I'm Dr. Stephen Hampe, candidate for the Rome City School District's Board of Education. Today's question is actually ripped from the headlines. On May 11th, the Rome Sentinel published this from information presented at May 6 board meeting. It was reported that design flaws likely contributed to the roof now being to the point of failure. This leads to one big question with two smaller ones folded in, starting with, how can a school have design flaws? Capital projects, big building and renovation activities, are a separate but yet still integral component of district operations. It was an area where personally I had little experience where I joined the board in 2017. I quickly learned such projects have a separate funding mechanism, take many months to plan, and often take a year or more to execute. They are massive undertakings with many moving parts, multiple stakeholders, and present a myriad of opportunities for things to go wrong. As with other board operations, this is not one area where board members should be getting into the weeds of worrying about the colors of the doors or debating whether or not the parking lot line should be painted straight or at an angle. Where the board plays a crucial role, however, is hiring the right professional supervisors for the project. Failure to do so is precisely how buildings can be constructed or renovated with design flaws. And that brings up the first sub-question, is being from Rome a good qualification for a board member? Now, I'm not going to debate nostalgia or institutional memory. History certainly provides a valuable perspective. But one thing I learned during my education on capital projects, not being from Rome, I wasn't bringing any past loyalties or animosities to the board. I don't owe anyone anything. On a multifaceted endeavor like a capital project, it can be far too tempting to take care of an old buddy when parceling out the various contracts. During one BOCES seminar on capital projects, the importance of independent professional oversight was illustrated by the story of a nearby district discovering during a building renovation that there was a gap between the walls and the roof of their building, filled in with bales of hay. Now, even with walkthroughs during various parts of a project, no board member was going to catch that boondoggle, but the project supervision should have. Beyond what can go wrong during a project, sub-question 2, RFA is 20 years old. Shouldn't any flaws in the roof have been found and fixed? Well, now we get into the thick of things. Yes, it should have been, but the project is over, and we're now dealing with maintenance and repair, which are not funded separately. This is one of those big picture prioritizations that boards do decide on, and unfortunately, it's one area where it's so easy to cut back funding, because maintenance and repair doesn't excite the public. There's nothing to get excited about fixing a leak or resurfacing a parking lot or replacing the filters in an HVAC system. So it's easy to trim the budget by saying, we'll get to that next year, which too often becomes another year and then another, and now we have a roof ready to fly off a building. Fortunately, a focus on hiring the right professionals and properly planning for maintenance and upkeep was a priority underway in the district when I joined the board in 2017 and worked to keep moving forward. Unfortunately, in the year that followed the end of my term, some have been trying to reinstate that sort of micromanagement that was being dismantled, representing a huge step backwards. This has been Information and Insights. I'm Dr. Stephen Hampe, and I hope to return and continue to work to represent the best interests of the community. So I ask for your vote next Tuesday, May 18th, for the Rome City School District Board of Education.